In 2025, there's a right way and a wrong way to publish a good business book. In this video, I'm going to take you through the right way to do it so you don't end up having written a fantastic book, but then it doesn't get the results that you want. I've been publishing business books for the last 14 years, and I've worked with thousands of authors to get their books out there and working to build their business. The landscape of publishing is changing all the time. There's new technology and all sorts of things happening and changing. Of course, there are some things that are classic and never change in the publishing process, but there are new technologies coming through all the time that can really help you stand out in terms of publishing the right book that really will build your business. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the best practice for publishing your book in 2025. It's a step-by-step guide, so if you follow along with the steps I'm going to outline to you, you will give your book the best chance of being published and standing out in its market. Step one, before you even think about publishing, make sure you've written the book that your ideal client needs. So you're not writing a book that needs to go out there with a scattergun approach and say, this is for everyone and everybody. Your book is going to be sold on a shelf in an Amazon category, but also to be used by you to bring in prospects and clients to your business. So you need to really identify who your ideal clients are. In my book, Book Magic, I talk about the 3 P's of position: person, pain, and promise. And those are the things you need to hit in creating the right book. In the past, it might have been much more difficult to find out exactly who your ideal clients were and what they wanted to hear from you. But now in Book Magic, we have the technology. That's where the app starts, in positioning your book precisely by asking you the right questions about who you are writing for, who your market is, what your business is, and then the AI helps you align your book perfectly to your ideal prospects and clients. The main thing to remember is that your book aligns with your business goals. Otherwise, you're putting in a whole load of work that won't bring you the results that you want. Step 2, there are 5 key steps you need to hit as part of the publishing process to make sure the book that goes out is perfect for you and your business. Now you have a manuscript that's perfectly aligned to your ideal clients. Here are the 5 steps you need to take next. Step 1 is getting feedback from beta readers. Now, you don't need too many of these, and there's a particular way you should be picking your beta readers and briefing them to get the feedback you need before you can finalize your manuscript and send it through to your professional editor. One of the mistakes people make with beta readers is asking too many people to comment on their manuscript. You only need a maximum of 6 beta readers, 2 who are your peers, 2 who are potential clients, 1 who's a key person, and 1 who is a generalist business book reader. You need to brief each of them specifically about what feedback you want from them. And in Book Magic, we've made this very easy to do because you can invite them all to review your book in the app and comment in the same place. And then you can decide what of their feedback you want to include and what you want to leave behind. Step 2. Copy editing your manuscript. Even in 2025, with all the AI tech that is out there, it's really important to have a professional human copy editor go through your manuscript and make sure it is speaking to your readers correctly, that it has the right tone, the right feel. It's not just about grammar, punctuation, and spelling. If you want that perfect polish for your reader, then a human specialist business book copy editor is the only way to get that. Step 3 is preparing your manuscript for printing and publishing. If you're working with a publisher, they will have a team of professionals who will design, typeset and proofread your manuscript for you. If you are self-publishing, you do need to find individual professionals out there to do this work for you. If your book has typos, design errors, any little details that aren't correct, remember it's out there representing you and your business. If it's not the same high quality that you provide as a business person, an entrepreneur, then your book is not selling you in the best possible way. Step 4, creating a cover that sells your book. It's 2025, there's lots of tech, there's AI, there are lots of freelancers on places like Fiverr that will offer to make your book cover design simple and quick and cheap. But remember that your book is going to be out there for a long time working to build your business. So ultimately, a professional, experienced business book cover designer is the way to go. They will be able to align your book cover with your brand and your business. They'll know the market out there. They will be able to use the tips and tricks that professional book cover designers use to really make covers sell books, and there will be no copyright issues that might come up later. Remember, you've invested so much time and effort in your book already. Don't skimp on this really important part of the publishing. So now let's talk about publishing your book, and you've essentially got three main options. The first one is traditional publishing, and when I say traditional, it's not that they publish traditional books, it's just that traditional publishers have a particular business model where they invest in the production of the book and then they make their money back on sales of books. They are looking for books that build their business, not necessarily your business. So a traditional publisher is hard to find for an entrepreneur with a niche market, because traditional publishers need to sell the maximum amount of books possible, and that may not be what you need to help your book build your business. Also, traditional publishing is a very long process, and it could be at least a year before your book hits the bookshops and Amazon. If you really want to go with a traditional publisher, you're going to need to write a very convincing proposal. But then if that works for you, you've got no upfront costs yourself, you'll get the widest possible distribution, and you'll have the kudos of being published by possibly a big name publisher. Your second option at the other end of the scale is DIY self-publishing. So DIY self-publishing is actually a misnomer, because as I've already said, you cannot do this on your own. You need other people. And as a self-publishing author, you are going to need to project manage all the people, all the professionals involved in getting your book ready for publication. On the pro side, you have the complete control over what your book looks like, how it reads when you publish it, and you will get 100% of royalties from your book sales. But make no mistake, it is hard work. If you're doing it for the first time, you don't always know what you don't know, and it will be an awful shame to spend a lot of time publishing your book and then finding it's not quite right for you and your market. There is a third option, and it is what I would recommend, and that is hybrid publishing. So a hybrid publisher is a publisher like any traditional publisher. They have a team of professionals, they publish the book for you, they project manage the process for you, but the business model is different in that you, the author, will be paying for the production costs of getting your book out there in a publishing package. But then again, you have control over what your book looks like, you have professionals working for you, and you can be sure that your book will be as high quality as you and your business need it to be. If you do choose to go with a hybrid publisher, make sure you do your due diligence. Check the kinds of book that they publish, talk to authors who have worked with them, make sure their price point is clear and reasonable, and just make sure that they deliver the kind of service that you need to get your book building your business. So just like with writing your book, it makes a lot more sense if you plan everything out in advance. You know what's coming, you know what's needed, and the steps you are going to have to take to get your book published. That's why we created Book Magic, to help write your book and plan it out step by step. And when you're publishing, you need to go through the same sort of process, find out what's available, what suits you, and what the steps are that you're going to have to go through to make sure your book is the highest quality when it comes out, and it's really doing the best to build your business. If you enjoyed this video, follow this channel, like the video, leave a comment and tell me how publishing has been for you, or if there's anything that you're worrying about.